Did you check your bank account this morning hoping to see your grant payment only to realize it hasn't arrived yet? You're not alone. Thousands of South Africans rely on these payments every month to buy essentials, pay electricity, buy food, and keep up with daily life. That's why it's absolutely crucial to know exactly when your money is coming in this July 2025, because even a day's delay can impact your entire household. The South African Social Security Agency, or SASSA, has now officially released the July 2025 payment dates for every grant, including the R370 SRD grant, old age pension, disability grant, child support grant, foster child grant, and care dependency grant. But here's the thing. While these dates have been announced, many people still end up waiting longer due to bank processing delays, public holidays, and the verification processes that hold back SRD payments. So today we're breaking down each payment date clearly for you so you can plan your month without confusion. But there's something even more important you must know. SASSA has also updated some of their verification rules for the R370 SRD grant. This could mean that if you miss one verification, SMS or email, your payment could be declined for the month, leaving you with nothing until your appeal is resolved. We'll also talk about why some seniors might receive their old age pension later than others in July, how the post office closures continue to impact grant collections, and which banks are processing payments faster. Plus, for those relying on child grants, we explain how to avoid the common delays many parents faced last month due to incorrect banking details. Whether you're waiting for your SRD R370 to buy electricity, your pension to buy your monthly groceries, or your disability grant to get your medication, this is your real-time July update, with verified information straight from SASSA announcements to make sure you never rely on rumors or incomplete WhatsApp forwards. Stay tuned, because in the next part of this video, I'll reveal the exact payment dates for each grant category and what to do if your payment does not reflect on time this July. So let's begin with the old age pension payments, because for most seniors in South Africa, this grant is their only guaranteed income each month. According to SASSA's official announcement, old age pension grants for July 2025 will start being paid from Tuesday 2 July 2025. But here is what many seniors don't realize. While SASSA releases the payments on this date, banks can take up to 2 working days to process the funds, depending on the bank you use. For example, Capitec and Absa generally reflect payments faster, sometimes even by midnight on the payment date, while Standard Bank and FB payments might reflect later in the day or by the next morning. This difference often causes panic among seniors who see friends or neighbors receiving their pension before them, creating unnecessary stress when there is actually no issue with their grant approval. Moving on, disability grants will be paid from Wednesday, 3 July 2025. If you or your family member receive a disability grant, it's important to note that SASSA processes these payments in a similar way to the old age pension. However, people who recently renewed their disability grant or submitted new medical assessments might face additional verification delays, meaning your payment could reflect a day or 2 later than your usual monthly deposit. This is why it's always advisable to check your SASSA status online or via the Moya app to confirm your payment approval before going to collect cash or trying to withdraw money. Then, child support grants, foster child grants, and care dependency grants will all start being paid from Thursday for July 2025. Many parents who receive the child support grant think that payments for all child grants arrive on the same day for everyone. But that's not always the case. If your banking details were updated recently, or you switched collection methods from cash send to bank account, it might take an extra working day for the new payment method to activate. And if you're collecting your child grant from Boxer or Pick n Pay using your SASSA card, always wait for your SMS notification before going to the store, because the transaction needs to be processed by both SASSA and the merchant's banking system. Now, let's talk about the R370 SRD grant for July 2025, because this is the one causing the most confusion right now. Many applicants are still under the impression that SRD payments arrive on fixed dates each month like other grants. But the reality is different. SASSA pays the SRD grant in batches based on verification timelines, meaning your friend may receive their R370 on Monday, while yours might only reflect on Friday, even though you were both approved on the same day. For July 2025, SASSA has not announced a fixed payment date for the SRD R370 grant. Instead, payments will be processed between Monday 22 July and Friday 26 July 2025. These batch processings because SASSA verifies each applicant's bank account status every month to ensure you still qualify under the income threshold of R624. If your bank balance was above that amount during verification, your payment may be declined for that month, and you'll need to appeal within 30 days through the SRD website. But here's something important you must understand about the appeals process. Many applicants think that once they submit an appeal, the payment will reflect within a few days. However, SASSA takes up to 90 days to resolve appeals, and in most cases, payments are only made the following month if the appeal is successful. This delay causes severe stress for unemployed individuals who depend entirely on the SRD grant for daily survival. If you want to avoid declined payments, make sure no one sends money into your account before verification, because SASSA counts all incoming funds, whether it's a loan from your child or a grocery contribution from your neighbor, as part of your income for that month. Another important update for July 2025 is regarding post office grant collections. As you know, many South African post offices have been shut down over the past year, and this continues to affect grant recipients who prefer collecting cash instead of using bank deposits. If your nearest post office is closed, SASSA advises that you open a free bank account with any major bank or use your SASSA Gold Card at Boxer, Pick n Pay, Shoprite, Usave or Checkers to withdraw your funds without needing to stand in long post office queues. But always remember, if you switch your payment method to a bank account, it can take one full payment cycle for the change to activate, meaning you might receive your next payment at the old collection point before the bank switch reflects. Now, many seniors have been asking whether the grant amounts will increase in July 2025. Unfortunately, there is no additional grant increase for July. The last increase for old age pension and disability grants was in April 2025, where the pension increased by R90, taking it to a total of R2,000, 180 for those under 75, and R2,200 for those over 75. The disability grant also increased by R90, making it R2,180 per month. The child support grant remains at R530, while foster child grant is R1,130, and care dependency grant is R2,180 per month. The SRD grant remains at R370, as announced in the February budget speech, with no top-up plan for the rest of 2025. However, there is a rumor circulating on WhatsApp and Facebook groups claiming that the SRD grant will increase to R500 from July. Please be careful with such messages. They are fake. The National Treasury has not allocated any additional budget for SRD increases this year. If you ever want to confirm such news, always check the official SASSA website or listen to statements released by the Minister of Social Development directly. Some seniors have also been wondering why their old age pension payment dates sometimes move by a day. This usually happens when the scheduled payment date falls on a public holiday or weekend, in which case SASSA moves it to the previous working day. For July 2025, however, there is no public holiday affecting grant payments, so dates will remain as announced. Another crucial thing to discuss is bank charges. Many seniors don't realize that withdrawing your SASSA grant from an ATM can attract fees, especially if you withdraw multiple times in small amounts. If you use your SASSA Gold Card at participating retailers like Boxer or Shoprite to withdraw cash at the till while buying groceries, there are generally no additional withdrawal fees. This helps you keep more of your money each month, which is critical given how high food prices have become this winter. Speaking of food prices, a lot of seniors have been feeling the pinch of rising grocery costs recently, and many are asking whether SASSA will provide additional food parcels for July 2025. Currently, food parcel distributions are only done on a case-by-case basis, usually through the Social Relief of Distress program, which requires a fresh application at your nearest SASSA office or via their helpline. Food parcels are not automatically given to all grant recipients, so if you're struggling, it's best to call your local SASSA office and ask if there are any current food parcel programs in your area this month. Let's also address the issue of expired SASSA cards. If your SASSA Gold Card is expiring in July or has already expired, you must visit the post office to collect your new card. SASSA has confirmed that cards expiring in 2025 will continue to be replaced free of charge. However, due to high demand, card replacements can take several hours at the post office, so try to go early in the morning to avoid long queues, especially if you are a senior with health issues. Another frequent question from pensioners is whether they can nominate someone to collect their grant on their behalf. The answer is yes. If you are ill or unable to travel, you can authorize a trusted family member or friend to collect your grant. You will need to complete a SASSA proxy form and the person collecting on your behalf must bring their own ID as well as your ID book or card to verify the collection. Now, let's talk about grant reviews, because this is something that often catches people by surprise. Every few years, SASSA requires grant recipients, especially disability and care dependency grant beneficiaries, to undergo a review process to confirm that you still qualify for the grant. If you receive a letter or SMS asking you to come for a review in July, do not ignore it, because failure to attend the review could result in your grant being suspended until you complete the process. For disability grant reviews, this usually involves a fresh medical assessment at your local clinic or hospital. For care dependency reviews, it involves assessment forms filled out by your child's doctor or therapist to confirm continued disability status. Another important update is about fraud prevention. Recently, there have been rising cases of scammers calling seniors pretending to be from SASSA, asking for bank card details or PIN numbers to confirm your payment. Remember this, SASSA will never ask for your PIN over the phone or SMS. If someone calls you asking for it, hang up immediately and report the number to the police or SASSA fraud hotline. Protecting your grant income is critical, especially as many elderly people have lost their entire month's pension to these scams. Lastly, let's talk about what to do if your payment does not reflect on time this July. If your grant payment has not arrived within 2 days after the scheduled payment date, the first step is to check your grant status online or via the Moya app to confirm it was approved. If it shows as approved with a payment date, contact your bank to confirm if there is a processing delay. If your bank confirms no incoming payment, then contact SASSA directly via their toll-free number or visit your nearest SASSA office with your ID and SASSA card to request assistance. In many cases, missing payments are due to banking detail errors or dormant bank accounts, which can be resolved within a few days if reported early. Remember, your grant is your right, and knowing the exact dates, rules, and updates each month helps you plan better, avoid stress, and protect yourself from scams or unnecessary trips to the post office or ATMs. Stay updated, stay aware, and always rely on verified information, not rumors. In our next video, we will cover the upcoming SASSA August payment dates and potential policy changes discussed in Parliament that may affect grants in the final quarter of 2025. So make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications to never miss these crucial updates that directly impact your life and household every single month.